Hi friends. Now I explain the program line wise. Carefully follow. Whatever elements already explained many times and all that, I don't explain. Whatever new elements are there, I explain. Because every time if I repeat the same thing, many students feel boring. That's why whatever earlier many times I explained, those items I am not explaining. Okay. First we start with a comment already explained to you. And here you have to include two header files. One is stdio.h, second one is conio.h. As far as if you are working on GDB online compiler, conio.h you write, but clear screen you don't use. Just you comment it out. Comment it out like this. Okay, then it is present, but it has no effect. That you do that because if you write code like this, if you are working on different compiler that remove the comments and use clear screen also, but don't avoid that. Okay, normally whenever we write a project, all the conventional things we should write. Thereafter, main block is started. In the main block, first declaration section. In the declaration section, as I told you already, totally 9 variables we should declare. Out of that, which are strings, name of the student is a string, and names of 3 subjects are strings. And one thing I am telling you, you don't give actual names like English, Hindi, computer science, etc. and all that. Time being, you give uppercase, triple A, triple B, triple C, like that names you give. Once you are perfect over all these things, whatever names you want, you can give. Actual names you can give. Okay. However, here 4 strings you have to declare. One is for name, other one is subject 1 name, subject 2 name, subject 3 name. Actually, you can give as far as name is concerned, you give bigger. And if you want multiple words also, you can enter. Suppose Krishna Kumar, or 3 word names, whatever you want. But that I don't advise. If you want to do multiple word name also, you can declare, but proper space 15, 20, as you like, you can give. If you give more, there is no issue. If you give less, problem will come. Suppose here I have given 15. Maximum, including blank spaces, you can enter 14 only. That point you have to understand. Or otherwise, the entire thing is messed up. That point you have to understand. Okay. Now, 4 strings you declare. Thereafter, class number, roll number. Obviously, those are whole numbers only. Class number 10, roll number 12. Like that, int type is the appropriate type. Thereafter, int marks 1, marks 2, marks 3. Like that names you give, people can understand that. Okay. Thereafter, total marks and average marks. Those are also int. Here, you may get a doubt. Actually, class number, roll number in one line, and marks, total marks and all that in different line I made. Why it is that? It is a logical grouping. Actually, class number, roll number are one type. Marks are different type. Even though both are belong to into type, you declare them in different line. That is a good. Gradually you can understand that. It is not a rule. It is a convention. Similar things we keep in one place. Suppose you keep your books in one place, other articles in one place. Like that, here also, depending on the nature of the variable, you can group them. Okay. Now, 9 variables you declared in the declaration section. Carefully do that. Don't commit mistake. As far as strings are concerned, you should be extra careful. Okay. Thereafter, input section. Input section, how many statements we have to write? You know that 9 input variables are there. Then 9 into 2, 18 in input section, 18 statements you have to write. Out of that, 9 are prompt statement, 9 are scanf statements. As far as output variables are concerned, total marks and average marks, then in processing section we write the corresponding formula. Now we see, I don't explain that much. Here enter the name of the student, multiple names also you enter, because once we have to experiment that multiple word names you enter, but not too long and all that. Okay. Thereafter, enter class number, enter roll number. Thereafter, enter subject 1 name, sub 1 name. As I told you, triple A, uppercase. Sub 2, triple B, uppercase. Sub 3, triple C, uppercase. You make experiment. I always encourage you. But once while learning, don't do experiments. First, you get a command over the concept. Thereafter, make experiments. Okay. Thereafter, marks in 3 papers. That is, marks 1, marks 2, marks 3. And one more point to understand. As far as strings are concerned in scanf statement, address of operator need not be used. For all other types and all that, address of operator you have to use. And one more thing you must notice. Actually, if you want percentage symbol means mathematical percentage symbol, you have to write two symbols. But actually in output only one symbol is printed. Just you notice that carefully. In concept zone already explained to you. One thing once again I am telling you, if you skip concept and directly come to programs, you have to pay price. Somewhere you are handicapped, nobody can help you. Again you have to go to concepts. Instead of doing that, first study concepts, thereafter come to the program. Don't be over smart. If you are over smart, then you have to pay price. No doubt about that. It is worse than lazy students. Okay. Now input section is over. Totally how many statements? 9 into 2. 18 statements are required. Thereafter processing section. Processing section, two variables we have to evaluate and fill the values for them. What are that? Total marks. You know that total marks. Marks 1 plus marks 2 plus marks 3. That you. And one more thing, marks 1 plus marks 2. While you are writing, leave space here. Don't write like a chain. Then readability is a problem. That's why whenever you are writing any symbol, both sides you leave space. Then it is quite readable. Now we observe that what I told you already, imitate what I am doing, simply imitate it. Then that is enough. Copying is different, imitation is different. Okay, total marks we are able to find out. Thereafter, average marks. How many papers are there? Average marks is equal to total marks by 3. Then average marks are calculated, and already we reserved variables for them. This is total marks variable. We didn't give any value. We didn't read any value. This is average marks variable. Both are filled whenever these two statements in process section are executed. That point you have to understand. Okay. Now process section is over. Now we have come to output section. And as I told you already, as far as output section is concerned, again and again I cannot explain. There is no use at all. You have to practice. Printf statement is not so easy. Already in 4 or 5 programs I thoroughly explained. I know that some students feel boring even though I explained. So without practicing, if you come to this because of your over smartness, you pay price. You never do that. That point you have to understand. After proper practice on a printf statement, you come to this, and already I showed you output with reference to all the lines. You write printf statement. Don't think of, whenever you are writing first line, focus on that. When you are writing second line, focus on that. In that way, all the lines you write. Right? Being a beginner, some errors are common. Don't worry about that. Then make a probe and correct it. Your doors are fully closed. That means you are not able to identify where the error. And then you refer to my program, then correct it. Nothing wrong. As a last chance, you see my program. Whenever you get a doubt, if you see my program, there is no use. There is no exercise for your brain. That point you have to understand and proceed. As far as output section is concerned, you must focus 100% or 200%. That point you have to understand. So after that, you save it with a name already told you, that is cfg11.c. Thereafter, you execute it, run it. Now finally you can see this output. And one more thing I am telling you, whatever inputs I have given, you need not give. You give different one and try. And After your trial is over, sincere attempt you make, thereafter if you want program, in description we are giving a link, there you can download and verify with your program.